This is the After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
Hey everybody, it is the After Party live on a Trivia Thursday. Thank you for being here. And the Mark Thompson show is back to normal. So here we start at 1:24. So we're getting a little bit of a late start here on the After Party, but the party starts when the Mark Thompson show ends. We were talking after the show, and the one thing we forgot to do is every night we develop a story that we think is one of the most important, and that usually becomes the picture or the thumbnail for the show and the title. And last night's was about the fact that Trump was on the phone yesterday with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, and there is some promise that Saudi Arabia will invest $600 billion into America in trade and investments. And we forgot to mention it the whole Mark Thompson show. So what are you going to do? We'll talk more about it tomorrow. I'm sure we will. There's a lot to talk about today. I'm so grateful to the folks that are here and have spent time with me on the After Party this whole time that we've been doing the show, and for the folks that contribute monetarily to the show. And Dallas contributed $25 yesterday. Alicia as well. Thank you so much to both of you and to everyone who contributes to the After Party Live and keeps it going. I'm very, very thankful. Of course, I couldn't do it without any of you being here either. So your mere presence is so appreciated. Please click the like button. Please subscribe. Yes, Saudi Arabia pays cash. I know we don't talk politics on the show, but wow, the world is definitely a crazy place right now. I don't know. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about things. First thing I wanted to mention, we didn't get to do news today on the Mark Thompson show, but you know what came out today is the Oscar nominations. And so I know that the announcements were delayed because of all the fires, and today they were announced. So for Best Picture, Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, I'm Still Here, The Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked. I think that Tim Sika has reviewed most of those movies here on the After Party Live. For Best Actor, Adrian Brody for The Brutalist, Timothée Chalamet for A Complete Unknown, Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing, Ralph Fiennes for Conclave, and Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice. For Best Actress, it's Cynthia Erivo for Wicked, Carla Sofia Gascon for Emilia Perez, Mikey Madison for Anora, Demi Moore for The Substance, and Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here. For Best Actor, it's Yura Borisov for Anora, Kieran Culkin, A Real Pain, Edward Norton, A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce, The Brutalist, Jeremy Strong, The Apprentice. And for Best Actress in a Supporting Role, we have Monica Barbero for A Complete Unknown, Ariana Grande for Wicked, Felicity Jones, The Brutalist, Isabella Rossellini for Conclave, and Zoe Saldana for Emilia Perez. So those are some of the, I know there's so many to read, but those are some of the most notable today. It's interesting that Ariana Grande's character is not considered a co-lead, but a supporting actress. That's interesting to me. We'll see. Well, people will make their bets and figure out what movies they want to go see before the Oscars, and we'll talk to Tim Sika about that tomorrow on the After Party Live. But let's jump into some of the more nerdy stories that I have prepared for you. And but before we go nerdy, let's go disco. Yeah, that's right. They're going to redo the MGM Grand. And one of the things they're going to do is throw a disco theme into their more than 4,200 rooms. Yeah, it's a $300 million refurbishment. They're going to put in an unusual new restaurant as well. That's the majority of their guest rooms. So they say that the renovations will reflect the flair of the disco era, bold artwork, LED art pieces in the hallways as well. The rooms will receive spacious walk in showers, better blackout curtains, more outlets, including smart TVs, USB C ports. Yeah. The rooms will have a redesigned, clean, neutral color palette, all in black and white carpet, an art piece with the words, "Follow the call of the disco ball." Okay, MGM, you're going to spend 300, what did I say? $300 million for Follow the Call of the Disco Ball renovations. So there you go. This is a big deal. They have discovered that the blood filtering properties of the oyster are out of this world. And so it's possible, according to scientists, that oyster blood could fight superbugs in human blood. And we know that oysters filter bacteria from the water and they do it constantly. So the thinking is they're a good place to look for potential antibiotics. And the scientists are hopeful that in the future, oysters might help in the global fight against antibiotic resistant bacteria. There's a protein found in the blood or hemolymph of the Sydney rock oyster that appears to kill bacteria while also increasing the effectiveness of some antibiotics. Scientists looked into it. They published this study in the January 21st edition of the journal PLOS One. The hope is it could be used for fighting bacterial infections in humans. Because over the last 50 years or so, bacteria have developed resistance to a lot of conventional antibiotics, the kinds that we use to treat infections like pneumonia and strep throat. Antibiotics we know have been overused and misused. There was a study done last year that predicts antimicrobial resistance will cause 40 million deaths by 2050. So, discovering and developing new antibiotics is a very important piece of public health and safety measures. Now, oyster components are being looked to, possibly to treat respiratory infections. The blood of oysters has been shown to exhibit antiviral activity. More than 90% of antibiotics currently in use are derived from nature in some way, and that includes penicillin. So scientists say most organisms have natural defense mechanisms to protect themselves against infection. Oysters are constantly filtering bacteria from the water, so they're a good place to look for potential antibiotics. That's the co author of the study, an interdisciplinary marine scientist at Southern Cross University in Australia. The oyster hemolymph or blood proteins were found to prevent biofilm formation and disrupt biofilm so the bacteria remain available to antibiotic exposure at lower doses. They say the hemolymph, oyster blood, contains a mixture of proteins with known antimicrobial properties, which may act to directly kill the bacteria as well as preventing them from attaching to the cell surface. Also, the scientists note that the hemolymph proteins were not toxic to human lung cells. So that could mean it'll be possible to optimize those proteins to create safe and effective doses. They say they're still a ways away from developing any new antibiotics from oyster blood. But the findings that they have uncovered so far are the next step in developing new methods, better methods for treating these really serious infections in humans. The researchers say this provides great opportunities for collaboration between researchers in aquaculture and pharmaceutical industries. So they also say, listen, the possibility exists that eating oysters could help keep respiratory bugs away because oysters contain zinc and that bumps up your immune system. And they have really good polyunsaturated fatty acids and vitamins that may help modulate immunity. So it looks like oysters might be helpful to humans in more than one way. Yeah, so let's eat them. There's this story about these spires. I don't know if you've heard about this, but this is the first time I've heard about it. These spires apparently are being the thought was that they're giant spores of like, say lichen, fungus, maybe a giant mushroom is what they were being called. These giant mysterious spires apparently were on Earth long before even trees. We know this because of fossil evidence. They're called protaxites. They were about 24 feet tall and 3 feet wide. And the thinking was they may have been some kind of early lichen or fungus, maybe big ass mushrooms. This is when land plants were still relatively new. The world's tallest trees were only a few feet in height, but these giant spires came shooting out of the earth. The fossils of these spires date to between 350 million and 420 million years ago. Their trunks were up to 24 feet high, 3 feet wide. The plants at that time were a few feet tall. Invertebrate animals were small. There were no terrestrial vertebrates, according to geophysicists from Stanford. This fossil would have been all the more striking in a landscape where it was the tallest. And I have to say that we've known about this since 2007 or before. I'm just learning about it today. I don't know about you, but I've never heard of these spires before. Scientists actually uncovered these fossils in 1843, but they didn't know what they were looking at. They first described this as a cone bearing plant in the 1850s. They said it was a very strange and odd thing when people found it. It was shaped like a chunk of wood. But today we call these spires protaxites or protaxites. They weren't made of wood. They were instead made of this kelp-like aquatic algae, fruiting bodies of fungi or even lichens, which are kind of a merge between fungi and algae. So for more than 150 years, scientists have been bickering about what exactly these things are. And they say when you look at them up close, their anatomy really is made up of a lot of different things, but diagnostic of nothing. And then you bring in the size. How could you have a lichen 20 feet tall, 20-foot tall fungus? Doesn't make any sense. Neither does a 20-foot tall algae make any sense. But here's the fossil telling us maybe it is. Well, protaxites today are most widely accepted to be fungi or fungi. There was a paleobotanist who mapped the internal structure of these fossils and found that their anatomy was more fungus like than plant like. Then they had that study in 2007, and they thought through chemical analysis that they found the evidence. So they looked at the ratio of two carbon isotopes. They say if the mystery organisms were plants, that ratio would match up with other plants of the time, since they all would have been getting their carbon from the same atmosphere through photosynthesis. But they didn't find that. They found the ratio was significantly different from plants, which supports the whole fungi hypothesis. So these protaxites could have been huge mushrooms or spore producing reproductive organs with fruiting bodies, or a fungus, not much like the mushrooms of today, these giant spores that stuck out of the earth so long ago. You move to this helmet. Helmet's kind of cool, and it's for sale. So it could be yours. Woohoo! You could buy this historic helmet, which clearly belongs in a museum and should not be for sale. It's a 2,500-year-old Corinthian helmet worn by a warrior in ancient Greece, and you could be wearing it around your house. Why not? They think it was made between 500 and 450 BCE, and it's going to be sold at auction in 2 days. This rare ancient Greek helmet could sell for about $110,000. That's the estimate anyway. It's one of the best preserved specimens like this to hit the market in recent years. This Corinthian helmet is named such because of the style with the almond-shaped eye holes and the large cheek pieces and the wide nose guard. This helmet also has a row of tiny holes, which could be used to attach helmet liners with little small metal fasteners. Uh, why are we selling this at auction? Why is it not going to a museum to be preserved for history? I don't I don't understand. The artifact, according to Apollo Art Auctions, is rare and exceptionally well preserved bronze Greek helmet, possibly linked to a Spartan warrior, offering a glimpse into the artistry and craftsmanship of ancient Greece. This helmet is one of 500 items about that will be sold January 25th. It is expected to be the most expensive object in the auction's catalog. The experts say this helmet belonged to a hoplite, kind of an ancient Greek foot soldier who wore heavy armor to shield themselves. So, they say that the hoplite is one of the quintessential images associated with ancient Greece. No part of the hoplite is more iconic than this helmet, made even more famous in films like 300 and Troy. These pieces were often lined with cushioning material to protect the soldiers' tender heads during combat. Some helmets, like these, especially those belonging to members of the elite, were decorated with horsehair crests, colorful paint, and intricate patterns. But it's the shape. The shape is what they're known for. The domed head, the slightly flaring neck guard, the elongated eye openings. So they say aesthetically, it's a beautiful form with a lyrical nature. I don't know about that, but I do know we should be preserving it in a museum. Why it's for sale for 111, well, why it's for auction and expected to fetch about $111,000. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing in the world anymore. Come on. Uh, Donald the Maine Coon says it would look great covering a lit candle. So you could do it. Whoever buys it, says Mo Direct, can then lend it to a museum and insure it. That's the best of all worlds, right? Deborah B says it's amazing that something like this helmet even still exists. Exactly. Donald the Maine Coon says I saw an article where there are a lot of these types of helmets in storage at museums. Interesting. Um, it would make a cool lamp, says Northern Tier. Gordon says better than those with just a slit for eye openings. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jennifer L says some dead guy's head has been in there. Likely. Or maybe not. I mean, maybe this was the helmet where everyone survived the fierce battles. Not likely, but possibly. Nolaphidian says, yeah, everything's about money these days. Um, CC says, I love the totally bizarre random news items on this show. Yes, that's the whole point of this show. News and weird stuff, science reports, studies, weird news that you maybe wouldn't hear other places if you're just listening to a short newscast where they don't have time to go in depth on the strange news of the day. But you know what I find about these stories, Cece? These are the stories where if you're taking a long car ride or you're having a conversation with someone and something comes up, you remember something about the topic and you can retell the story. So I think they're really worth knowing. Yeah, private collectors. Halloween decoration. It's true. Heather says it's called fashion. Sweaty fashion. That's right. Karen wants us all to hit the like button. Thank you, Karen. Please do hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please hit it as well because we are so close, so close to hitting the very next milestone here on the After Party Live. Yeah, we are. we are at 2,399 subscribers. One more will be at 2,400. Cha-ching! No, no money comes in from that, but it's very exciting. It's money to me. So we have 2,399. The next person will be the 2,400th subscriber to this show. So I'm very excited. So subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Please and thank you. Cece says, totally agree, Kim. We need these stories as a great distraction items now. Yeah, that's what I think too. And also, they're interesting and weird, right? Well, if you don't want the helmet, you know what you can buy? You can buy the Declaration of Independence. Why the hell not? I mean, hey, it's all for sale. Does it even mean anything anymore? I don't know. Sorry, I'm not getting political. So let me just tell you this. A very fancy copy, a rare printing of the Declaration of Independence could sell for as much as $4 million. It was made by a printer in New Hampshire at a 1776 broadside edition is what it's called. They were trying to spread the word, disseminate the information to the public. So they made copies of the Declaration of Independence. So that's called a broadside copy of the Declaration of Independence, and it is now being auctioned off by Sotheby's, and they think it could get between $2 or $4 million. This one is dated to July of 1776. It's one of only 10 examples of this particular printing known to have survived. Most of them are now tucked away in prestigious institutional collections. But this one, it's a rare printing of the Declaration of Independence, offers, they say, a glimpse into the transformative moment when the United States declared its independence. This is according to the Sotheby's head of books and manuscripts for the Americas. The quote is, "This broadside, one of the earliest versions to reach the public, not only captures the bold spirit of a nation in its infancy, but also stands as a timeless emblem of American heritage." The Continental Congress adopted the Declaration, of course, July 4th, 1776. They sent the manuscript to their Congress's official printer, John Dunlap, who spent the evening setting the Declaration in type. The copies were distributed across the colonies, where then local printers produced their own versions. So the broadside at Sotheby's was made by one of those printers, Robert Louis Fowle of Exeter, New Hampshire. He was a supporter of the British Crown, but he printed the Declaration in his newspaper, the New Hampshire Gazette, and also as a separate broadside. And his edition is apparently distinctive because of its two-column format and use of italic type. He also misspelled the names of John Hancock and Charles Thomson, the president and secretary of the Continental Congress. He later corrected Hancock's name, which is spelled correctly on the Sotheby's copy, but he never fixed Thomson's name, which is only spelled, it's spelled with a P. And there was no P in that Thomson, not like our Mark Thompson. There was a copy, this particular copy of the Declaration sold at Christie's 4 years ago for $930,000. But they think that when it goes up for auction tomorrow, the price tag will be much, much higher because there's apparently been a growing appreciation among collectors of these things. And so they say the influx of interest is driving the competition to set some new auction records. This could become one of the most expensive copies of the Declaration of Independence ever sold. The most expensive version was sold in 2000 at Sotheby's for $8.1 million. There was one over the summer that went for $3.4 million. So how much is the Declaration of Independence worth to you? Yeah. It'd be kind of cool to have that. Maybe Trump will buy it and hang it in the Oval. We'll see how it goes. All right, you guys ready for the lotto of the day? Oh, here's, by the way, is another picture of it. You can read it up close. There it is. Lotto of the day. This one involves another two-time winner. Can we spread these winnings around to the rest of us? Out of North Carolina, this man has won his second big lottery prize from a cash 5 drawing, scoring $120,000 less than 4 years after he won an even bigger sum. His name is Andrew. He said he won a few dollars playing digital instants at night. And so he decided to take some of those winnings and let it ride. He bought a dollar quick pick ticket for the January 10th Pick 5 drawing, and it turned out to be a $120,000 winner chicken dinner. He said, for some reason, I just got a feeling that I won. And then I woke up in the morning and I saw I did win. It's not his biggest win. He previously collected $141,000 on another Cash 5 jackpot in 2021. He said, we're just lucky, I guess. It's just a numbers game. He said he'll use his new lottery winnings to invest for his retirement. So, sounds like a smart guy. Before we get to trivia, can we get to this story? Super cool. Look at that mosaic. Here's a picture of the full mosaic. And you can see toward the left this image honed in on. It is something experts are unraveling, is this 2,000-year-old mosaic depicting Alexander the Great in battle. This mosaic was uncovered during the excavations at Pompeii in the 19th century. But now researchers are doing this intensive analysis of it, and they've come up with some new insights. It's part of this ongoing restoration of this mosaic. They're learning now that the artwork stones came from quarries across Europe and North Africa. The archaeologists found this artwork in the floor of an extravagant mansion in Pompeii known as the House of the Faun in 1831. They took it and about a decade later moved it to the National Archaeological Museum of Naples. That is where it has been ever since. They say the fragile mosaic has been undergoing a long, very complicated conservation process since 2020. They are also examining it using non-invasive methods, video microscopy, infrared thermography, portable X-ray fluorescence. This is all in a study published this week in the journal PLOS ONE. They've identified 10 colors of tesserae in the mosaic, shades of red, yellow, green, blue, pink, white, black, gray, and brown, a variety of microtextures masterfully combined to enhance the artistic effect. The mosaic, I'll go back to the full mosaic here, you can see it depicts this battle surrounded by a mess of fighting cavalry where Alexander wields a long spear. Then there's another leader in the mosaic as well. They think this is Persian King Darius III, and that this mosaic is probably showcasing the Battle of Issus in 333 BCE, in which Alexander faced off against the Persian leader and emerged victorious. And from Persia, we know Alexander continued conquering eastward, and by the end of his life in 323 BCE, he had secured an empire that stretched from the Mediterranean to what is now Pakistan. This Alexander mosaic, according to art history experts, is one of the most impressive artworks of antiquity by any standard and the most important mosaic from the Roman age. This image of Alexander in the central scene of the mosaic is perhaps the most iconic and well-known representation of his face in ancient art. They said the creators paid particular attention to Alexander's face, made up of several hues of pink tesserae, each with their own luminescent effect. So, it's not for sale. That's the good thing. But there it is, his face. Super cool. It's like a face from history emerging. All right, are you guys ready for it? Because it is time for woohoo! Trivia Thursday. I know we all wait for this day. I'm going to the chat. Let me get it all set up so I can see the answers. Are we ready? With that nose, he could be my brother, says okayest mama. Alexander has a face on his chest. Does he? Let's go back and look. I didn't notice the face on his chest. Yeah, he does have a face on his chest. Interesting. I wonder who that is. Let me go back to the story before we go to trivia. Now I'm interested in the face on his chest. Let's see. I'm reading it. Yeah, they say they're still restoring. They're still studying. So I don't know who that face on the chest is, but you're definitely correct. There is a face on his chest. All right. It is Trivia Thursday. So let's get to it. Going to the chat, getting it all set up. And here it is. I have come up with some questions for you. I think the first one's a little bit of a softball. We'll see. What was the very first state? What was the very first state? Now you're interested. Uncle Jim, quick on the uptake. The very first state in the United States was Delaware. Uncle Jim is right. Jennifer's right. Okayest mama is right. Eileen is correct. Yes, ma'am. Linda's got it. Peter, Walnut, Trevor. Good job. Yep, Delaware is our first state. One of those things that you think you know, but then you're like, was it? In America, in what American state is it illegal to dress up like a priest or a nun? In what American state is it against the law to dress up like a priest or a nun? You'd think it was Texas. That's a good answer. Not Texas, not Louisiana. The answer is indeed Alabama. In Alabama, it is illegal to dress up like a priest or a nun. I'll take it from Trevor. Well done. Alabama is the answer we are looking for. Yeah, look at you go. Heather's like, it has to be a red state. You were so close. So close. All right, the next question is, in a bingo game, which number is represented by the phrase two little ducks? In a bingo game, which number is represented by the phrase two little ducks? By the way, in San Francisco, dressing up like a nun or priest, totally okay as well. Totally fine. It is, let's see who gets the answer first. It is on my screen, John Slade. 22 is two little ducks. Cranky Charcoal has it as well. Cameo has it. And Mo Direct is on it. Trevor has it. Deborah B has it. I did not even know two little ducks was 22. You guys are awesome. Gordon has it. Me neither, Ren. Never did. Tammy has it. Yeah. Heather says, where I grew up, we call it Beano, but I guess you yell bingo when you win. I don't know why. Beano. Yeah. Next question is, according to Greek mythology, who was the first woman on Earth? According to Greek mythology, who was the first woman on Earth? Uncle Jim knows it. The first woman on Earth, according to Greek mythology, is Pandora, or was Pandora. Uncle Jim has it. A lot of, Athenas and Minervas and Venuses. Gordon also has it. Oh, there it is. Gordon has it. And Uncle Jim has it. Yeah, Pandora. Michael T, 97, has it as well. So there you go. Pandora's box. Samuel Tilden, Grover Cleveland, Al Gore, and Hillary Clinton share what distinction among U.S. presidential candidates? Samuel Tilden, Grover Cleveland, Al Gore, and Hillary Clinton share what distinction among U.S. presidential candidates? Hmm. What distinction do they share? Half right, Peter Newton. Half right. And half right, Mo. Yes, Peter Newton. I'm giving it to you. Yeah. And Heather's got it as well. So the answer to this one is they won the popular vote, but they lost the electoral college vote. Samuel Tilden, Grover Cleveland, Al Gore, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, but lost the electoral college vote. So this is true. All right. What is the loudest animal on Earth? What is the loudest animal on Earth? Yeah, I think you nailed that one though, Peter. What is the loudest animal on Earth? My son, says Deidre. No, no, we love your son. An elephant. No. Good answer though. A baby, probably. Close. Very close, my friend. Kind of. What kind? Aloha, Jim Lou. Kind of Rick S. All right, if you said whale, I'll go ahead and give it to you. Whatever kind of whale you said, the answer is the sperm whale. The sperm whale is the loudest animal on Earth. What is the biggest reptile in the world? What is the biggest reptile in the world? That's a good answer. Yes. What kind? I would have thought Komodo dragon as well, but apparently it is a species of alligator. Yeah. I'm going to give it to Deidre. The Galapagos tortoise. That's a great answer. But according to my trivia source, the biggest reptile in the world is the saltwater crocodile. It is the salt. Yeah, Rick says it. It's the saltwater croc. Mm-hmm. You got it. University of Florida mascot. A salty. Yeah, it is a salty crocodile. That is the biggest reptile in the world. Hey, how many time zones do we have? How many time zones are there in general? How many time zones? Figure something to do with sperm, says Rhonda. We have 28, says Trevor. Close but no cigar. Nullifidian calling it 12. Gordon 4. Cameo, oops, Ren says 24. And 24 is the correct answer. And Ren has it, and Cameo has it, and Jennifer has it, and Linda has it, and Chris from Menlo has it, and Teacher Lori has it. There are 24 different time zones. Jennifer, also with a bit of trivia knowledge, Newfoundland is its own time zone. Wow, very cool. What is the heaviest metal in the world? The heaviest metal in the world. I would not get this right, by the way. Oh, Jennifer says that makes it 25. Oh, you're questioning trivia again. I don't know. They tell me the answer is 24, but you guys are so smart. I think you're probably right. So if you said 24 or 25, we'll give it to you, right? Uncle Jim slapping down this knowledge like it's just nothing. You need to go on Jeopardy. Uncle Jim says it's osmium. Uncle Jim is right. The heaviest metal in the world is called osmium. and he's got it. Yeah, osmium. Conversely, name the lightest metal found on Earth. The lightest metal found on Earth. I hadn't either, Deidre. Oh, more questioning of trivia. Chris says osmium is the most dense, not the heaviest. I believe you. However, that was the question asked. Which is the heaviest metal in the world? And the answer I was given was osmium. Maybe I should research my trivia question. All right, what's the lightest metal found on Earth? Perhaps you'll find fault with this as well. Let's see. You say, let's see. I'm not seeing it. I get a lot of aluminums, aluminum, lithium, pyrite, calcium, helium, mercury, gold. The answer for the lightest metal on Earth is magnesium. The lightest metal found on Earth, magnesium. Now, again, you might take issue with this, but this is the question I found and the answer that was given to it. So, all right, here we go. Next question. What is the hashtag symbol technically known as? The hashtag symbol, technically, what is it called? What is the hashtag symbol technically known as? This would have been mine, £, right? Not the answer we're looking for, but that would have been what I said. So I hear you. Heather says £, Sandy says £, Sea Dog says £, number sign says Deidre, number symbol. It is the octothorpe. Yes, Uncle Jim has it. It is an octothorpe. That is the correct answer. Chris from Menlo Park also has it. And tic-tac-toe board. A waffle. There you go. Yeah, it's the octothorpe, and I would have gotten that one wrong as well. What do the 100 folds in a chef's hat represent? What do the 100 folds in a chef's hat represent? I forgot. I forgot, says Rhonda. The croissant. 100 pies, says Cameo. Temper says there are 100 of them? Dang. No idea. Ways that meat can be cooked. A good answer. Number of ruined meals. Sharpening your knife. A souffle or recipes. All the herbs and spices. A serrated knife. 100 spices. Yeah, good answer. The correct answer. What do the 100 folds in a chef's hat represent? They represent 100 ways to cook eggs. 100 ways to cook eggs. They didn't teach me this in culinary school, says okayest mama ever. Now you know. The 100 folds in a chef's hat represent the 100 ways to cook eggs. I don't know if I've asked you this question or not, but I'm asking it again if I've already asked it. How many grapes are used in an average bottle of wine? The average. How many grapes are used in an average bottle of wine? I know, 100 ways to cook eggs. I'm telling you. I don't think anybody got that one. It's not often that I stump you. Yeah. Let's see. We have 1,000, 11,780. I can always count on you. Gordon with 142 for Peter. 1,000. Another 11,780, 435, 400, 500, 1,000. I I don't drink average wine, says Chris. I like it. Must be hard getting all those grapes through that little hole. The answer is 700 grapes are used in an average bottle of wine. 700 grapes. Mm-hmm. What is the group name of butterflies? The group name for butterflies. A group of butterflies is called a what? A mob? A flight? A swarm? How many in a good bottle of wine? That's funny. Papillons? Trevor has it. It's a flutter. A flutter of butterflies. Yes, it is. A flutter of butterflies. Isn't that sweet? Peter has it as well. A flutterby. Yes, Karen has it. It is a flutter. Cameo has it. Phineas has it. Yeah, it's a flutter of butterflies. I thought that was kind of sweet. What's the most popular car color in America? What is the most popular car color in America? Oh, Peter once worked in a butterfly house back in St. Louis. That's cool. Peter's our butterfly expert. Yes, the answer, Deidre has it, is white. White is the most popular car color in America. Deidre has it, and Ren has it, and Cameo has it. SJ Lola has it. Jennifer has it. Trevor has it. And Rick is on it. Walnut. White. Blue spark with white. Mm-hmm. I did this before. Uh, no, it's white. See? That's a good thing. I'm pounding the knowledge into your head. Yes, I think so too, Rhonda. A flutter is so cute. Yeah. Look at you. See? Just when you're ready to throw in the towel, SJ Lola, I saw you ready to walk away. You got one right. And now you're feeling all happy about it. See? Confident, go through the day with a little bit of swagger. What is the national fruit of the USA? What is the national fruit of the USA? I would have thought so too. As American as apple pie, right? Colors of the wind? Not the right answer. We're not looking for apple. Although a lot of you would have thought that common sense related it would be apple. Nolophidian says it's peach. It is not the peach. Jennifer says watermelon? Nope. Nope. I see a cheeseburger. Nope. Nope. That's not going to work. RuPaul, lovely answer. It is not the right answer, but it is the most fun. Banana, no. Cherry, cherry. I get some cherries. I get the pineapple. Yeah, I love a good pineapple. Pumpkin, orange, avocado, tomato, kumquat. You guys are throwing down all the fruits except for the one that we need. Elderberry is the closest. The fruit of the United States, the national fruit, is the blueberry. Did you know it? It's the blueberry. All right. How about this? I'm going to give you this question. This one is more, I don't expect you to know this answer. This is more of a, I'm so interested in this that I just have to ask it as a question, if only to share the knowledge with you. Who is the inventor of the bikini? Who is the inventor of the bikini? I'll even show you a picture of him. This is the guy that invented the bikini. Perv. Let's see if anybody knows. No idea, says people. Ren didn't know there was a national flute. Yeah, I mean, come on. Of course we have a national fruit. Bikini, no idea. I went to a talk on the Phoenix Art Museum about this. Okay, what's the answer? Bridget Bardot, of course, the iconic bikini picture. Thomas Jefferson, Santa Claus. You know what? I love the interaction. I'll take all the answers. It's Groucho Marx, the Hawaiian people, some dude. Some dude is probably the closest. Marquis de Sade. That's how it feels when you're in the dressing room looking at yourself and you're like, this is complete torture, right? Yves Saint Laurent, some pervy guy, also a good answer. Yeah, his glasses are too big. All the better to look at your body with. All right, the answer is Louis Reard is his name. He was a man that designed cars and then took his car knowledge, his automotive knowledge, and decided he's going to design a bikini. And so that's what he did. He designed the first bikini. You can see it in the background there. And thus, fashion at the beach and the pool was forever changed. All right. This is the last question. We'll take our pervy guy's picture off. What is the oldest inhabited city in the world? Can you name the oldest inhabited city in the world? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Noah Fidian got it. It's Damascus. That's the oldest inhabited city in the world. Damascus. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good job. John Slade has it as well. Yeah. Well done. And that, my friends, is Trivia Thursday. I know I kept you a little bit long. But I'm so happy that I hope there was some fun stuff in there and some questions where it made you think or learn. And so thank you for participating. I love all of the answers. Even if you didn't get them correct, you participated and you brought a little joy to the process. So huge thank you for participating in Trivia Thursday after party style. Okay, that's the show for today, but it's not over here on YouTube for me, no, because at 5 p.m. I will meet you right back here for Cocktails, Mocktails, and Politics, the Nikki Maduro Show. The Nikki Maduro Show starts at 5 p.m. right here on YouTube, and I will be here in another 3 hours almost, or a little less than that now. To talk politics, and it's always a great conversation. So set an alarm, please join us, get your mocktail or your cocktail ready, and let's chat on the Nikki Maduro Show at 5 p.m. Let me just double check and see if anyone else is subscribed to see if we hit our goal today. No, we did not get our goal today. That's okay. We're close to 2,400, so we'll keep working on it. All right, everybody. I hope you have a really, really good rest of your day. Make it a good one. And if you can, meet me back here at 5 p.m. on YouTube. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow on The Mark Thompson Show. For now, bye-bye.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.
You're so humble. Oh, send a picture. Send a picture. Kim at theafterparty.live.